Nothing like a drop of the widow to round off a successful trip. Not a bad life, eh?
If only they'd find some way for planes to fly along the ground.
My dear old-fashioned boy, you're not scared of flying, are you? Relax, Cock. There's nothing to worry about.
All right, then why, 20 minutes after we're in the air, do we still have to keep our safety belts on?
Consult the specialist.
Is everything all right, gentlemen?
No. Why do we still have to keep our safety belts on, You can be frank, Doctor. Captain.
Strictly entre nous. We're having a spot of trouble at the rear.
I knew it! I could hear it! It's that rotor blade. It's cracked. It's going to go right through the cabin.
No, sir. The girls can't open the hot lunch compartment. The door is jammed.
Well, what the hell's that got to do with us keeping our safety belts on?
Well, the tourist is jam-packed. It keeps the riff-raff from walking up and down the aisle ringing for service and asking silly questions. Well, I'll just go and give the girls a hand.
Listen, while he's screwing about with his whatnot, who's flying the blasted thing?
Know what your trouble is, Ronnie?
Yes, I'm a coward.
No. Insecurity. You are desperately insecure.
You're right. The only thing I've ever felt absolutely secure about was my sense of insecurity.
Well, watch it. There's no room for that in the advertising world. Anyway, you're crazy. You did a damn fine job in Dublin. You're on the up, Ron boy. You're going to be the man that put Irish peat bogs on the map.
Oh, come on.
I kid you not. The coal board will have kittens when thousands of housewives start turning to peat. I love that slogan you threw in just off the top of your head. For the love of peat.
Yes. I sometimes think I've come into it too late. Everybody else is so young. None of the other copywriters have to shave. And look at you. Creative director, 10,000 a year.
11, actually. Carry on.
You must be at least 5 years younger than I am.
9, actually. Oh, but who's counting? Anyway, age has nothing to do with it. Look at Cary Grant. Same age as the Archbishop of Canterbury and still looks like a teenager. Why? Because he thinks tan.
Yeah, well, I think overdrafts. Especially since we bought that house.
Oh, yeah, where is it?
Chelsea. It's just off the King's Road. Well, we got it cheap because it's got one of those blasted sitting tenants in the basement.
Chelsea, eh? You ever stroll down the King's Road, Ronnie, and see how the kids are dressing these days?
Well, you can't very well miss it, can you? I mean...
Don't take this personally, but that suit, just a teensy bit sober. Advertising's a trendy world. In fact, we often set the trends, so we should dress accordingly.
Yes, well, I did buy a pair of pink corduroy trousers the other day, but my wife wouldn't let me out of the house in them. Actually, I had bought women's trousers by mistake. They zip up the back.
Well, this is the era of unisex clothes. It may seem strange, but next year male skirts may be in, and if they are, you're going to have to wear them.
Oh, well, Deirdre's going to love that, isn't she?
She will. She will if you go on forging ahead. Remember, for the new thrusting Ronnie, the sky's the limit.
Oh! Yes, it is.
It's just lost an engine.
You can unfasten your belts.
God.
What's the matter?
Well, that ghastly gear, what happened?
It's the new Ronald, thrusting ever upwards. Thruster Baldock, they call me.
Oh, my poor darling. I should have realised it when you bought those woman's pants. Sometimes happens in middle age, but we'll fight it, darling. You and I together.
I am deeply obliged for being sent up. But I am only wearing this detestable outfit because my creative director Thinks I was too soberly dressed for an up-and-coming copywriter.
I'm sorry, darling. Why do I always jump to conclusions?
Yes, well, I wouldn't mind you jumping to conclusions if you'd occasionally jump to the right one.
Yes, you're right. Spit on me. Did that twit Wainwright really say that you were up and coming?
You are looking at the man who is destined to put Irish peat bog on the map.
But didn't they discover coal after peat, which is why everybody uses coal?
We are rediscovering peat.
Why?
I don't know why, because some silly old nut called O'Flaherty is paying us to, I suppose.
Well, you better think of a better reason than that if you're going to make me switch. I mean, the very word bogged is enough to put anyone off.
The word bog will obviously not be used in the campaign. As a matter of fact, I came up with a very good slogan this morning off the top of my head.
I know. The love of Pete. Oh, I'm sorry, darling. What was your nice little slogan?
Forget it. They turned it down anyway.
Oh, have a nice cup of coffee. Water's hot.
Hey, listen, just a minute. What are we going to do with this wall?
What do you mean, do with it?
I'm not going to leave it like that, are we?
May interest you to know that my boss at the art gallery has his entire den done in newspaper.
Yes, he would.
So spake Thruster Baldock, King of Squares.
Listen, Deirdre, my darling, let us keep our sense of proportion, right? This is not an art gallery, nor is it a boutique, nor is it your boss's bachelor pad. This is home, where there is no place like, and where we go to rest and relax. And if you think I'm going to sit there for years with Scoutmaster Accused staring at me across the room, you're quite wrong.
You don't have to read it, hairy nit. It's a background.
What on earth is that?
I think it's the sitting tenor.
Well, does he have to shatter our eardrums?
I think he does it to muffle his other activities.
Doesn't he ever do any work?
I don't think he has any time. He's fantastic.
Yes, well, he can afford to be fantastic. A luxury pad for 25 bob a week for the rest of his life.
I shouldn't worry, darling. At the rate he's going, he'll die young.
There's nothing cut anywhere in this place. Look at it. Filth everywhere. Filth, 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 filth. A cup of coffee, that's all I want.
Water's boiling.
Cheers.
All right, all right. So I'm a rotten wife and I ought to be shot.
I didn't say anything.
You didn't have to. Oh, darling, I am sorry. Everything seemed to get on top of me today.
Well, beware, the day is not yet over.
You know, darling, we must expect to have a few little disagreements. I mean, everybody does when they're decorating.
Yes, well, I'll tell you something. I think you ought to give up that art gallery, you know, till we're settled in. It's too much for you.
Oh, no, we need the money. Besides, I just solved that little problem.
Oh.
Aunt Mabel's au pair.
Aunt Mabel's au pair of what?
Au pair. Au pair girl.
And who's Aunt Mabel?
You know, the spinster one who's going to leave me all her money if I'm good. You see, this girl's just arrived, but Aunt Mabel's got to go off to Canada to look after her brother. So she said we could have the girl for 3 weeks. Now, she only costs £3.10 a week. Isn't that marvellous?
No, au pairs are nothing but trouble.
Well, no, not this one. Aunt Mabel says she looks after her like a mother.
Do you know what au pair means? Apart from au father, of course.
Well, of course.
What?
means, well, obviously, I mean, they come over here in pairs to sort of chaperone each other.
It's a good try, but it's a bit off the target. It means equal on a par with. In other words, she has to live with me.
With us, surely.
Well, anyway, we have to sit there night after night opposite some fat great... What is she, by the way?
Well, she's German or Austrian, I think. Anyway, her name is Fritzi, and you don't have to worry about evenings because she goes out every night except when she babysits.
Babysits for a spinster aunt?
Her dog, stupid.
Yes, and what is she going to say to this refuse dump,
Well, I'll clear it up. Start right now.
See? See what I mean? We are going to be working for her.
Well, it's only fair to start fresh.
Why? You made me live with it for 3 weeks.
Well, I don't have to impress you. Besides, you want a perfect stranger to see we live like pigs?
Well, I mean...
Look, why don't you go in there and relax? Well, what are you waiting for?
I have trodden in something.
Come here.
1 pair of pants, 10 guineas, 1 pair of shoes, £4.15.
There's only one shoe, so don't exaggerate.
Well, the other's not going to be much good unless you're planning to amputate the leg.
I'll put it in the paint and move it to soak overnight. There you are. Now, you go in there and relax.
You're too kind.
Oh, Ronnie! Don't sit in the white chair. I've just painted it.
Thank you.
Excuse? I am pressing and pushing, but nothing happens. I think the belly sounding is out of order. And I wonder whether you could...
Yeah. She's here. And you better fetch the doctor right away. Something wrong in her belly.
Ronald, you were stripping.
I wasn't. I was just...
Yes, you were. I saw the knife. There you are. Stripping it off in front of my eyes behind my back.
Well, I was reading an article. I wanted to see what happened.
A likely story.
It's the most unlikely story I've ever read. This girl was set on by 80 Marines. And just when he got to the crunch, it said, turn to page 7. I've got to find out what happened.
Well, you go out on Monday morning and you buy yourself another copy and leave my decor alone. I mean, supposing everybody starts doing that.
They will, I warn you. 80? And look at that headline. Saved by a whisker. What does that mean?
What do you think of that?
Well, she must be pretty strong if she can fight off 80 rampant Marines.
Fritzi, the au pair.
Oh, it's a bit dim. It's a pity she couldn't have had more, you know. I mean, she's not only witless, but flat as a pancake. She looks more like a boy than a girl to me. In fact, she probably is a boy.
You're joking, of course.
Well, why should I be? I mean, it's pretty hard to tell the difference these days, isn't it? I mean, look at that dustman of ours, you know, the one that whistles every time you appear in your curlers. He looks exactly like Diana Dawes. Well, from the neck up, anyway.
Don't change the subject.
Hey, listen. The Richardsons are getting a divorce. They've only been married...
Will you not change the subject?
What subject?
Whether Fritzi is a boy or a girl.
Oh, don't be silly. I was only joking.
You were not.
Well, anyway, what's it matter so long as the crockery doesn't get smashed?
That's typical. Typical. You plant the seed, produce the spectre, and then calmly proceed to bury it. Well, I won't.
Well, what are you getting so worked up about?
Because I hired a girl. I mean, girls have womanly conversations over the sink and making the beds and things. I mean, supposing I suddenly start having a womanly conversation and it turns out to be a boy. I mean, I'd die. No, you've got to find out.
Well, now, walk up to her and say, Fritzy, are you a boy or a girl?
Excuse?
Ah, Fritzy, you do look pretty. Nice. Smart.
Yes, and the hair is very,
Thank you.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Thanks. Are you going out, Fritzy?
Ja, but please, you have ein Schlüssel for my inside coming?
Well, we got a lot of aspirins.
A key. Yes. You must forgive my husband. He never took German. Yes, I have a key for you in the kitchen. Oh, by the way, I think Fritzy was trying to tell you that there's something wrong with the front doorbell. Trouble with the belly?
Oh. Oh, was he? She? Yes, well, well now then, Fritzy. Yes. You like it here in England?
Ja, England I am loving too much.
Oh, yes, very good, yes. And you have a lot of friends here, I expect. Boyfriends?
Ja.
Yeah.
Und girlfriends.
Oh, yeah.
One friend is now waiting for me at the front side.
Really? Ah, yes. A girlfriend or a boyfriend?
Ja.
Yeah.
Here's your key, Fritzy. Have a good time.
Thank you. Good night.
Oh, good night, yes.
Good night.
Girl.
I'll say one thing for our Fritzy. It doesn't exactly commit itself, does it?
Quick, the window. It's a girlfriend. That means that Fritzy is a boy.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, we're all agreed it's pretty hard to tell the difference. I mean, what's to say it isn't a boyfriend with long hair? Come on, this is wasting our time. Come on.
Oh, I've got to find out. I can't stand the suspense. I know. I'm going up to his or her room. There's bound to be a clue up there that'll clinch it.
You can't do that.
Just watch me. And don't you look so surprised. You started all this.
Yes, and if anything, it'll teach me never to make a silly crack like that again. Listen, darling, it's not on. You can't go up to somebody's bedroom and poke about when they're out.
You know, I think it may have left its windows open and it's going to rain.
And two for tea, a boy for you, a girl for me.
It's disgusting.
It is a girl.
I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, I don't like it. What does it think we are?
Well, what's it done?
Locked its door. As if we were the sort of people who go poking around in other people. All right, so we are. But how dare it assume it? I mean, it's downright insulting.
What's the matter?
Were you asleep?
Yes, I took a pill, remember? Why?
Just wondered.
Thank you very much. If you have anything else of interest to tell me, don't hesitate to wake me.
I don't know how you could sleep at a time like this.
This is the time when everybody sleeps. Unless they're married to you.
You didn't hear it, of course.
Yeah, what?
Fritzy, creeping in like a thief in the night.
Trying not to wake us. What's wrong with that?
A fine watchdog you are.
All right, tomorrow morning I'll buy a large kennel, stick it out in the courtyard and sleep out there. Satisfied? Good. What is it now?
Let's see. Taking a bath.
Well, lots of people do, you know, from time to time.
Go and take a look through the bathroom peephole.
Beg your... Why? What are you talking about?
You know the difference between boys and girls, don't you?
Oh, God, you're not still on that crazy kick, are you?
Yes, I am. And the only way to stop me is to find out. Now, come on.
Look, you do realise, don't you, that this obsession has deranged you?
Look, hurry. Come on.
What's the idea of the elephant trap?
I warned you.
Well, you told me to look out for a board. You didn't tell me the bloody thing wasn't there.
It was the electrician. He found a damaged mounting box.
That makes two of them.
Well, hurry up.
Well, go on, why don't you go? You're the one who cares.
Because I'm 90% sure it is a boy.
What?
Ronald? I think the bathroom's occupied. Darling, why don't you come back to bed and finish your nice book? You know, Gassy by Fanlight.
Hello, Fritzy. You back? You haven't got the time on you, have you?
Well, you did it.
Did what?
She's gone. Packed up and gone. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Well, I like that. Who was it made me behave like some mad voyeur? You.
I didn't ask you to get caught.
What's that?
A farewell note. Poor little thing. Dear Sir or Madam.
Hark, who's talking?
Shut up. Dear Sir or Madam, I am leaving at the instant because I am not liking Pipples, who is Oh, she's left out the P. Peeping through the orifice at my private dooms.
The orifice?
I think she means keyhole. She's looked it up in the dictionary and got the wrong word. Germans often do.
I hope so.
For Frau Baldock. For Frau Baldock, I am extremely sorry. Goodbye, Fritzy. Well, you know what that means.
Yes, we'll be living like pigs again. And I must say, I think I prefer it.
It means that I'm out of Aunt Mabel's will.
Never mind, my darling. We'll survive. Let's forget it, eh?
Forget it? I'll never forget it. Live the rest of one's life in a state of doubt and uncertainty.
What about?
Sir or Madam, you fool. Now we'll never know. Can't very well ask Aunt Mabel. She wouldn't know the difference anyway.
No! One suspense in a lifetime's enough. I've got to find out what happened to that girl and those Marines. Well, of all the dirty contricts. Turn to page 7, it says. And what does it say on page 7? Continued next week.